How do you pick a networking group? How do you know it's a good group for you? And how do you analyze if you're getting the benefit, if you're getting the profit, if you're getting a good rate of return on all the time and energy you put in a networking event? This is a question that I've talked to many clients about because so many clients will pick a networking group and spend so much time and energy in that group when it's not very valuable for them. So I've done networking for over 20 years. Now, I haven't set foot in a networking space in over 10 years, and that's another video for another time. But in the space of me networking and in the space of me being around networking and seeing networking groups and from start to them thriving, I've really been able to grasp what is it that makes a networking group good for you. And I came up with a little formula to help you decide if you should stay in a networking group, if you should join a networking group, and that kind of thing. So I've never shared this publicly before, and here you go. So this is what I have found. Now, if you want to work through this exercise with me, just pause the video throughout this. If not, I'm just going to run right through it. So I want to start with what a networking group is. A networking group is a group where you talk about your business, where you're meeting other people. And it's usually either you're meeting clients or you're meeting referral partners. Referral partners are people that can naturally send you business or could send you business that will really, they're partnerships. So that means that it's not just they maybe could. It's someone that you had made a partnership agreement with that you're going to send business back and forth. So I want to talk a little bit more about referral partners, probably another video, how to pick them and that kind of thing. But this is going to touch on a little bit the word referral partners. I want you to understand what that is. So in a networking groups, what that is a space, again, that you are sharing about your business. So it can be everything from business groups. You're talking about BNIs, yellow ties, people and businesses. There's thousands of them. Or you can be talking about stuff like your trade associations that you're a part of, that kind of thing. It can also be activities that you're doing, such as if you're doing Knights of Columbus or anything like that, that can be a networking group. It can also be your chambers of commerces. It can be your alumni groups for university. All those where you're really talking about what you do in the world can be a networking group. So you really want to look at that. I've also had clients who've had their volleyball team be a networking group because of who is in that group with them. And they do it on that purpose. So it's kind of what is your commitment and purpose of the group, and then really being focused on getting that value from it. So there is 4 things that I have found that have made it worthwhile to spend your time and money and resources in a networking group. I believe that every single networking group that you spend your time in should have at least 3 of these 4 elements. So the first element is that your ideal client should make up the majority of the room. So when I say majority of the room, I mean over 50%. So over 50% of the people in that room at any time are your ideal client. Now, not just a client, your ideal client. So you want to make that distinction. Number 2 is that majority of the room is your ideal referral partner. I did not just say referral partner, your ideal. So if you don't know what your referral partners are, then that is talking to other businesses, mentors, hiring a coach or consultant to really figure out what those are, because referral partners are a huge piece of growing business. It is one of those little diamonds that if you can really grab onto, you just get a whole bunch of business coming in the door. So your ideal referral partners are people that can easily have you in conversation and will. We'll do another video on referral partners again. With referral partners, these can be such as like a mortgage person and a real estate agent. Those are really natural referral partners to each other. So ideal clients in the majority of the room, ideal referral partners majority in the room. The third one is education. Sometimes you attend a networking group just because it's educational. I started my first marketing company when I was 24 years old. And so I was a new young pup, and going into a B&I group and really seeing how do you network, how do you talk about your business, how do you give presentations about your business, how do you do elevator speeches, how do you do one-to-one get to know yous, how do you make referrals, all that was so educational for me and helpful. I also was part of a mastermind that was about marketing, and having people come in and really talk about what they're doing and having those discussions was just a really good, again, educational piece on business, because I knew marketing and I knew marketing of products, but learning marketing for a smaller business was another thing. So that was really cool. And it was all based on referral marketing, which was even more niche-y. So that was educational. So ideal clients, ideal referral partners, educational, or just fun. Sometimes we're part of a networking group just because we like the people and it's fun. So that is worth bonus points. It is. So if you have a group that is your ideal clients and it's educational and you have fun going, cool. If it's your ideal referral partners and your ideal clients and it's educational, awesome. I really believe from watching, to make your time valuable, it needs to have at least 3 of those 4. If not, it is worth looking at, are you getting the rate of return? Now, how do you calculate like that? Most people will say the event is free and I've got a referral, so win. It's not that simple. Some people say I pay this fee and I got a referral and it covers it, win. No. What most people miss is that their time is money. So you have the fees of the group, if there is any, your travel time there, your gas time there, if you have to buy lunch or breakfast or coffee, what that cost is. You also have your getting there a little earlier or late. Don't just calculate the time, because usually we go a little bit before, say later, to network. You have all the one-to-one get to know you times. So how much time are you spending going out with these people and really getting to know them? Now, if you're not doing that, you are wasting your networking group. It's really important that you get to know those people, because people do business with those they first know and then they like and they trust. So that's the biggest power of networking events. If you just show up at the event and never get to know anyone, bad idea. Now, there is a strategy to who you spend your time getting to know and who you don't. I can talk about that in another video if you like. Let me know. But it is important to do that. You want to play all out in the networking group. If you just sneak in and sneak out, you're wasting your time. So that is following up with people, doing one-to-ones. You also want to do a leadership role in the group, or do something that gets you seen. Because the more you're seen, the more people will say, okay, they are valuable, they're giving resources, they're giving time, they're giving energy to the group, the more willing to give back. So that's, again, playing all out in the group, which that can take time, doing PowerPoint presentations or scheduling things or attending meetings or being part of the membership committee. So you need to take all that time into consideration too when you're thinking about, is this networking group effective for you? Your follow-up time. It's so important to follow up. This can be sending referrals, sending a book you were talking about, sending a link to an article, whatever it is. So doing a follow-up afterwards and saying, thanks for meeting, here's this. It shows that you really were invested in listening, which is important. And that's another video too on how do you really make these one-on-ones effective. If you're interested in that, let me know. Check in the links below, because I might post links to some of these as I do them in the time to come. So after you take all that time, and it's going to be a lot of time, you want to times it by your hourly rate and see where you're at. Most times clients are like, oh my goodness, when they get to that point, because it's a lot. So, and then you want to track your referrals and what closed business you got. So that way you can look at the two and say, did I get as much out of this as I put into it? Now, if you don't have a way to track that, let me know. I can do videos on that as well, because you really want to make sure that you are tracking, okay, this person came from this group I'm in and they referred this much and this much closed. And you also want to make sure that it's your profit from it, not just the closed amount, because your time is valuable. So if you say this closed for this much and you haven't taken out all your cost to do that business, that can be a problem too. So you kind of want to look at closed business and also look at what is your actual profit from that closed business. What I usually find is that networking groups are not as effective and they're not getting as much value as they think, and you spend a lot of time on them. I adore networking groups. I'm committed that you find the networking group that's going to be the biggest bang for your buck for you, because you have a lot of stuff to do as a business owner and as a person in this world. So spending your time wisely makes a big difference.